Expertise, compassion, dedication. They're words that define the caring profession at its best. At ProtoCall, they're part of our promise to provide the best service to those in need. Because we believe that when someone reaches out for help, someone should be there to reach back.
1,500 times a day, we are answering the phone on behalf of somebody else, and we are the first voice that a particular caller might hear. So whether it's a critical call or not, the opportunity to put that customer's best foot forward for them on their behalf is an awesome responsibility to have.
I think ProtoCall should be proud that they're providing a really quality service at times during the day where it's maybe businesses aren't up and running because it's after hours. You know, their motto, the slogan, at times we're the only answer. Yeah, and that's true.
The ProtoCall Promise is a series of commitments that all of our employees make to not only themselves, but to our customers and to the clients that we serve. The ProtoCall Promise is connected to our mission, but it's much, much more personal.
We use the term promise very intentionally as we talk about our commitments. It's a solid commitment. It's a promise that we make to our customers. That is to be their most trusted resource as a vendoring partner, to understand their business and to see our role as about fostering their success.
The key to understanding our customers is being able to listen from their perspective. So the fact that I'm a counselor and that all of our account managers here came from the floor, we all started on the floor answering calls, and that we're all master's level clinicians, is a useful tool in the customer service that we do because we're trained to listen.
We have high standards. I think that we meet those standards. I think the level of compassion and skill here on the floor is tremendous. I hear wonderful work being done by people, and that reflects on ProtoCall as well as the accounts that we work with.
We think of ourselves as doing solution-focused work here on the phones, and solution-focused therapy is a type of brief therapy that grew out of Milton Erickson's work, and we apply it here on the phones because it works. And it's kind of ironic because, in fact, solution-focused therapy in itself is all about what does work.
You know, sometimes we have to go through a number of things because something doesn't work, or maybe they've tried it and they've used the coping skills, and you just have to kind of keep looking, and that's why being in a call center is so helpful, because if you get stuck, there's always someone there to be supportive for you while you're being supportive to the client.
We've run our business that way. It's been about solving problems. From the earliest inception of ProtoCall, it was a solution to the agency's problem at the time, the problem of shrinking funding and what to do with our infrastructure and how to leverage those capabilities to improve funding. It was a solution to a very specific problem. And we've continued in that spirit in being a solution now to other organizations' problems.
I think one of the big things that is driving change in mental health services is there is, across the country, a great deal of cost reduction. Funding is not as accessible as it was in the past, and that affects accounts in they have to do more with less money.
Before ProtoCall, what a lot of organizations did was use answering services, and then when somebody like that would call the answering service staff were just, everyday people. They didn't have training in stabilizing somebody who's in some kind of crisis.
The great thing about ProtoCall for our customers is the fact that we can help them provide continuous access for their clients. And this is beyond just the fact that we're here 24/7 able to answer their calls. It could be if a customer has some kind of issue on their end, if they can't make it into their office because of a weather problem, if there is a phone problem, they can transfer their lines to us on the spot and know that their clients will still be taken care of even though they're not able to do that for themselves.
The situations and the clinical experiences are vast. And a lot of clinicians who are in the field may have experience dealing with a handful of different clinical situations. Our clinicians here really deal from nuts to bolts, and they learn the skills to handle all those diverse clinical situations. And they do it with such an ease that it's graceful to watch.
We're really excited about our training process. Training is an integral part of the protocol experience. And we have been embarked forever, it feels like, on a quest of trying to find the best training technology and the best way of doing training for this work, because clinicians don't come in knowing how to do this work. They come in with the basic skills, but they need to learn how to do it. And our training model that we've adopted is a version of what's called fluency building. And so the focus is on not just passing knowledge on to our clinicians, but helping them become fluent in the language, in the experience of what it means to be a protocol clinician.
What we do when we train people is make sure that they feel very comfortable with how to assess different clinical situations and take them through that graduated training process to help build their confidence and give them a lot of opportunity to practice and get feedback before they're put live on the phones.
One of the things that makes being a clinician here different than almost any other place is that because of the nature of the work that we do, there's a real integration between the clinical model and the clinical experience of the clinician and then the technology they use. All our clinicians have to be able to use computers, to be comfortable with phones, because that's the environment that they're working in. We try to help them take it even a step further and to see how they can integrate the experience, the use of the technology and the telephone into an even stronger, better experience for the client.
One of the important roles of the technology in the clinical process here is to stay out of the way. That's one really important concept in the sense of we don't want the software to be what determines the interaction. The software has to support the interaction by giving the clinician the ability to focus on the caller and not on the software.
One of the things about the work that we do is that not only does it give people an opportunity to make a difference, it also gives them an opportunity every day to be creative. Every situation that they work with is different. It is, there may be elements of it that are the same in terms of a specific model of care and a model of intervention, but what people bring to that is a tremendous amount of creativity and individuality in terms of how in the moment they're able to create solutions for people that that the person they're speaking to never thought possible.
Each call is different. Each call I learn something new. Each call is a different challenge because it's a different person, and even if they're presenting with the same issue, how they handle it, how they feel about it, what they think is completely different. And so there's no call that can say everything about the individuality of the work we do.
There are so many different reasons why I do work here. Some of them is the clinical calls that I get, that I get that immediate feedback that, hey, I made a difference in this person's life. Being able to be part of saving someone's life.
I'm extremely proud of the work that we do and our ability to reach across physical boundaries and cultures to connect with people and get them connected with the services that they're looking for.
I think ProtoCall should be proud of the number of highly skilled and trained clinicians who are absolutely amazing people and skilled professionals, and a supportive group of individuals and environment that ProtoCall really supports and fosters. And you know, we are then able to provide an amazing resource and product to the world.
The best thing that I think customers can find with us is that their life would get a whole lot easier.
What we're doing is we're delivering on a promise of creating value, to create value for our customers, to preserve their resources, to effectively manage our own organization so that we are allowing them to better manage theirs.
Bringing more than 15 years of experience to clinical assessment and crisis stabilization, ProtoCall ensures access to care when it's needed most. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When you need us, we'll be there.